I didn't turn my back on you, you shouldn't turn your back on her. I want to know everything we can about this place. She wants to talk later. I didn't turn my back on you. Glory stares at you for a moment, naked hostility on her face. Then the razors slide back into their housings with a click. Alright, Marta, convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids that you bring here. You know what happens to me. But you're still luring them here into Harold's clutches all these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. For a moment you can see the conflict behind Marta's eyes. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confused, frightened, angry, at war with herself, for a moment she struggles to speak. Then the whispering sensation that you felt outside of the compound comes back, and her face changes. The muscles of her brow relax, and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking me this, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here, they aren't being hurt. They're walking the path to a free and pure life, just like Harold taught us. The shrine is whispering to her, Glory. I can feel it too. She's blissed out on it, like you said. I haven't even been in Feuerstelle for an hour, Marta. In that time I found evidence of horrifying levels of abuse. The shrine is whispering to her, Glory. I can feel it too. She's blissed out on it, like you said. Marta continues, her joyful smile widening. Her voice is placid. Harold is a great man, a prophet. True, sacrifices have to be made. But what he brings in return, it's so much love, Glory. You remember. Glory grits her teeth, but gives you a small nod. Yeah, you're right. After so many years living here, I don't know if she even knows what normal feels like anymore. She steps forward and grabs Marta by the shoulders. It's a curiously soft gesture. Marta, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please give me your key. It's important. She blinks. Key? Whatever you use to get past the wards outside of Harold's shrine, I need it. Don't ask why, just do this for me. You owe me that much. She looks momentarily conflicted. Then the moment passes. No, Harold said that I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harold's orders, it would be wrong. Academic, don't you see anything ironic about a cult devoted to freedom and rebellion with a totalitarian leader? Damn it, why do we need to be an academic to say this? You question him about what he's planning on doing with those initiates back there. What was wrong? What if I could convince you that it wouldn't be wrong to question him? This is getting old. Give me the key. What if I could convince you that it wouldn't be wrong to question him? She blinks, then that thing that you saw behind her eyes locks down again, and the flicker of unease on her face is replaced with an easy smile. You're welcome to try, but I promise you'll walk away from this apologizing for how wrong you are. Harold is a great man. Feuerstelle is a good place. Stay here for a while and you'll learn that for yourself. She crosses her arms over her chest. Go ahead, ask your questions. We have nothing to hide. Harold is hurting runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? That's not important. I've read Harold's manifesto. It looks like he spends a long time talking about charity. She nods eagerly. Yes, of course, charity. The kind that I practice when I rescue young people from the streets. But then, in his rules of living, he says that all free thinkers are supposed to be selfish. Well, yes, but... And after that, he says that only the strong deserve to prosper, so which is it? Marta blinks. She looks momentarily confused, and then you see the conviction clamp back down behind her eyes. You just don't understand the beauty of his message, the truth behind it. Oh, should I read the book further? Give us the amulet, Marta, is the right thing to do. Harold is hurting the runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? Her smile shifts into an expression of mock concern. Hurting? How so? He's corrupting you, or how many of them has he taken as his wives, yourself included? She rolls her eyes at you. A lesson in Puritan values from a Shadowrunner. How quaint. Uh, this isn't about you. I don't care what you do, Marta. I'm talking about child abuse. Not making a valid judgment, just an observation. Harold doesn't take the young ones for wives. I don't know what Glory told you, but he isn't a monster. And even the youngest initiates here aren't children, not really. Her voice goes soft. Life on the street took that from them a long time ago. Feuerstelle lets them be themselves, but in a safe place. Certainly safer than the back alleys of some urban hellhole like the one you live in. Actually, our kites is actually kind of safe. I was young when he chose me, Marta. Maybe not innocent, but young. Somewhere deep down you know that this is wrong. When you lived with us, you didn't think it was wrong. You loved it here. You can rewrite history to cast yourself as a victim if you want to. If demonizing me helps, you can do that too, but nobody ever forced you to do anything, Glory. Glory falls silent. The color drains from her face. This is clearly a difficult subject. I don't know what you were hoping to achieve by bringing it up, but I promise you, you aren't going to convince me to abandon my way of life. Our ways here are our own, you can't change that. All that you can do is accept it and move on. I can see that Harold has you brainwashed into thinking this is okay, but Marta, it isn't. You just don't know when to give up, do you? Our ways aren't yours, but that doesn't give you the right to judge. Who are you to impose your ideology on this commune? An outsider, someone who hasn't been corrupted by Harold or his pet spirit. I say that qualifies me to offer an opinion. A person with a functioning sense of right and wrong. Alright, I'm not gonna stand here and listen to you try to justify this. Give us the key now. An outsider? Someone who hasn't been corrupted by Harold's pet spirit? I'll tell you what you are. You're the kind of person that Harold has always warned us about. Your sense of moral outrage doesn't trump our right to live the way that we choose. She takes a deep breath. Struggles to calm herself. If you have more accusations to hurl at my husband, go ahead and do it. I'll tell you how wrong you are. I'd prefer to keep this conversation civil, but it's up to you. He's going to make the initiates, the young initiates, like the girl in the next room, do something horrible. Her smile slowly fades. That girl. She's such a sweet young thing. I rescued her from a bad place, Gory. Her and the boys in the dorm as well, but they're all safe now. And isn't that what's important? Are they? You know what I'm talking about, Marta. The harvesting, the meat. Marta blinks. She looks momentarily confused, and then you see the conviction clamp down behind her eyes. It's regrettable, yes, but it's happened for a good reason. The sacrifices keep us safe here. And safety is something that a lot of the kids have never known. The initiates have to learn how things are done here. We all have our responsibilities. Safe? You kill them to keep them safe? Did you have anything else to say? Any other examples of how Harold is supposedly hurting us to wave in my face? If so, do it. I'm all ears. I can't promise you'll like my responses though. Something else I'd like to ask you about. Give us the amulet, Marta. It's the right thing to do. I don't know if you expected any of that to mean anything, but it doesn't. None of it matters. She fishes the amulet out of her blouse. It dangles on a golden chain, glinting in the firelight. If you want this, you're gonna have to kill me for it. Glory shifts to an attack posture. When she speaks, her voice is unsteady. I'm sorry that it came to this, Marta, but you're too far gone to save. Alright, so I think, look, I'm gonna load again. Load the game. Look. Clearly, we should explore this place more. And I think we can talk our way through Marta. I really do. Alright, I'm gonna just go through this place more. Right, I'm gonna finish reading this book if it lets me. Continue reading. The final pages of the manifesto devolve into semi-cohesive rants about anarchy, social Darwinism, free love, and the horned god. You've seen this kind of thing before. Harold's philosophy is collapsing under its own weight. Unfortunately, none of his cultists seem to have caught on to the fact. Glory let out a startled cry, cutting your sentence short. Out of the corner of your eye, you see her wheel to face something behind you. All at once, the room fills with a slaughterhouse smell. A smell like blood and bile and feces, the stench of an abattoir. As you turn, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. It looks like a charred man with a pair of tortured faces where its shoulders should be. The thing burns like a Roman candle, spitting white-hot sparks in a fiery plume. An oily substance runs down between its dangling legs and splatters onto the floor, and where those strips land, they burn. SCKC, look out! Alright, it's fine. This thing's not that dangerous. See? Look, it's missed. 75... Let me just blast it. Oh, am I using my good gun? No, I'm not. Let me blast it with a good gun. Glory, just in case, you're gonna stim up. Yeah, so you see that? You only get a single shot with this thing. Can I hit him with this? 6? This is... pierces 12 damage, pierces up to 2 armor. Can I try and stun him? Did I miss? Alright, Glory's gonna chase him down. The body of the thing that attacks you begins to dissolve at the moment of death as you watch its tissues break down into a glowing slick of bubbling pitch and rendered fat. What the hell was that? Something from another place. Glory stares at the remains of the creature, now a dark stain on the library's floorboards. Like I said outside, the boundaries between the physical world and the astral space are weak here. Things can come through. I think that we've gotten everything from the book that we're going to. She nods. Let's get the hell out of here. We need to keep moving anyway. Alright, so I think that's useful. I think we do actually want to look at everything. Despite Glory telling us not to. Which is a little odd. I wish the game didn't do this. I wish the game didn't require us to doubt Glory in order to solve it optimally. Agonized screams pour out of under the door. Whatever the cultists are doing to the captive, they're taking their time doing it. Alright, kick open the door. Ah! 16? Another... what? Let's get in here. I'm just gonna shoot him. 82. Glory is gonna stim up. I don't think she can... well, let's try. No. Oh, that person didn't move. Okay, so here I'm gonna... mark him. Bring him out of cover. Not that it's important because I'm just gonna run up and cut him, right? Nice. Right. And then I'm gonna... oh, please don't suck. Wait, did that person die? Hold on, how did they die? Wait, how did the other person die? Did she bleed out? Alright, can I stun him? Alright, she's stunned, and then we just keep cutting her. Alright, good. So this gives us more evidence to use against Marta. You step towards the park ranger. His eyes are wide and they move from you to Glory to the scene of the carnage in the room. It takes you a moment to realize that Glory isn't following you. You turn to find her standing in place, staring at the bodies of the slaughtered acolytes. Her expression is unreadable. It had to be done, Glory. They would have killed him. Back when I lived here, I would have too. She looks away. All that we've done is trade 2 innocent lives for one. You heard him, Glory. He has kids. I couldn't let them kill him. After a long pause, she nods. Yeah. The ranger staggers forward, then collapses to his knees. He's bleeding in a dozen places from long, shallow wounds. The blood pours from his body in sheets, pooling in a slick on the hardwood floor. Can you first aid him, Glory? I don't know who you are, but thank you. He grimaces and clasps a hand to his left forearm. Blood oozes between his fingers. Those monsters were gonna bleed me out. They took turns cutting me, carved up my arm like a holiday roast. Can you patch him up, Glory? She kneels beside him to inspect the damage. I can fix this. He'll need a trip to the hospital, but I can get him on his feet. Glory goes to work binding the park ranger's wounds. Within a few minutes, she staunched the worst of the bleeding. Thank you. He struggles back to his feet. I think that I can make it out of here on my own. My truck isn't far from here. When you get to the hospital, people are gonna have questions. What are you gonna tell them? He stares at Glory for a moment, then his eyes flit to you. What do you want me to say? This place is no longer your concern. You don't tell anybody what you found here, understand? Tell them whatever you like, but this time tomorrow this place won't exist anymore. Get help, I want the world to know what's happening here. We should expose this, shouldn't we? We should expose this. I mean, on the off chance that we don't kill Harrow, we need other people to finish him off. He nods, if that's what you want. He limps a few steps forward, then looks back at Glory. I owe you my life, Fraulein. I owe you both. Glory steals another glance at the dead cultist. She looks back up at the ranger and gives him a curt nod. When they took me, they confiscated my gear. I saw them stash it behind a vent in the garage before they dragged me in here. I don't need it. It will only slow me down. I'll take it, thanks. Alright, so we killed 2 of the cultists. Well, I mean, we're supposed to be here to save them. But we killed them. We saved one guy in exchange. But we might... Like, the information we get here, we might be able to use against Marta. Convince her not to fight us. That would save him and her, so we trade 2 lives for two lives. Glory stares at the old Trivid player. When she speaks, her voice is flat. It's unbelievable how little things have changed. I remember stealing this for Harold, the owner, well, he didn't need any more. I remember how proud Harold was, how loved I felt. You were just a kid and Harold was a monster. You couldn't have stopped yourself. That's not true. He was using you, just like he uses everyone else. You said so yourself. Any love that you might have felt from that man was a lie, Glory, you know that. No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe he did love her. He was using you, just like he was using everyone else. You said that you said so yourself. Of course he was, but he couldn't have done it if I hadn't allowed myself to be used. She turns away from the Trivid player and stalks past you. Let's keep moving. That's true. He couldn't have done it if you didn't allow it. So this... They're having a good time, right? We don't need to interfere there, I don't think. Gold trauma kit. I'm going to swap with the normal trauma kit. Health pack 2, I'm going to swap with the health pack 3. Okay, we upgraded our med stuff. I don't know if this was necessary. I don't think coming in here is necessary. I don't know if this is necessary. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't.